What is up, F and True followers and wrestling fans? You are watching the F and brand of wrestling and entertainment here on YouTube.com. My name is JC Styles, and I am back with the Impact review for May 9th, 2013. Now, it was an okay night on Impact. It wasn't the greatest. There was a couple of matches that were really decent, and the overall deliverance of the show was really bad, in my opinion. And I wanted to give you guys a quick rundown of the show. We start the show off with Sting and Kurt Angle. They come out and pretty much get right to business. They talk about the six-man tag team match later on tonight, and they try to recruit AJ Styles. As it seems that Sting was getting ready to make a breakthrough, get through to AJ, Angle got in AJ's face and basically, kind of screwed up everything over. Then AJ leaves, Angle chases after him, and then these two get into a brawl on the stage. Then that leaves Sting in the ring for the three men that they were going to face tonight in the main event, where we see Anderson, Devon, and Bully attack Sting. We see the 3D, the first time in years that we got to see the 3D used on TV. This pretty much ended the segment. We go to commercial, we come back, and we see the knockouts in action. Honestly, I remember when the Knockouts division was great. It was on fire. It was excellent. It was worth the watch. Now it seems like it's getting on par to what WWE's Divas division is now. You may get a good match on Impact. You may not get a good match on Impact. This match was not a good match at all. Yeah, Mickie James and Velvet Sky pick up the win over Gail Kim and Tara. Post-match, Gail Kim winds up knocking out Tara at the end of the match. We then see Aces and Eights backstage. Bully's talking about club business in the main event tonight. And then D'Lo walks in and says, he goes, "Oh, you didn't find out about the club meeting? You didn't find out about the meeting? Well, we got club business in the ring." And during this segment, right before it goes to commercial, you saw the look on D'Lo's face, excuse me. He was like, "Oh, God, what are they going to do? What do they got planned?" We then go to the ring. And they wind up taking D'Lo's cut, his colors. Now, I'm not the smartest man in the world, but from what I've learned from, Sons of Anarchy, if you betray your club or do wrong in your club, you get beat down. And we didn't see that. I thought that that's what was going to happen, and then you get kicked out of the club, but you didn't see that. They take his cut. Then Bully says, if you want to get your cut back, you better hope and pray that Doc wins his next match if you ever want to wear these colors again. Magnus winds up picking up the win over Doc when D'Lo tripped up Doc as Doc was bouncing off the ropes. This led to Magnus picking up the win, and then there was a big fallout backstage. We then see a backstage segment with Kaz and Daniels trying to bring beer to James Storm to try to butter him up for the tag team match later on tonight. We then see a segment with Aries and Rude and Storm going into the tag team match. But before that, we wind up seeing D'Lo grabbed, and they put him over like this equipment case. And just as it looked like they were going to bash his head in with the hammer, Anderson grabs the hammer and says, "Do we have anything that he can do?" So basically, I keep saying Devon. They made D'Lo the bitch of the club and basically turned him to a prospect from being a vice president. Yeah. We then go into Aries and Rude versus Kaz and Daniels. This was actually a good tag team match. Not gonna lie, it was really good. But this didn't have a clear-cut winner because not only did Daniels and Aries get laid out by the last call by James Storm, but there was no pinfall. James Storm laid those two out and then walked off into the sunset like a cowboy does. We then see Kenny King and come out, and he starts to show respect to Chris Sabin about the two torn ACLs. Then this winds up, Chris Sabin says, "I've been gone for 2 years, and for 2 years I've been two places, therapy and my basement. And I'm coming back for the X Division Championship. Take pictures, pose, whatever you can, but I'm coming for that title." We then see Storm laid out backstage. Then we see Magnus also taken out by the Aces and Eights. Then we see Sting, Angle, and Hogan backstage, and they're really frantic because they don't have a member for the team. Hogan says he's got a wild card, and that's if he shows up. Then we wind up finding out in the main event who that person was. We see Kurt Angle and Sting start off the match 2-on-3. Then mid-match, we see the Aces and Eights knocked out by the mystery partner. We then, as we see Sting getting ready to be loaded onto the table, music hits. Abyss returns, clears the ring, and wins the match for the team. Now, this was probably the biggest segment of the whole night. This was probably the best segment of the night, I have to say, the biggest spot. But you could obviously tell that was a wig that Abyss was wearing, because when he was playing Joseph Parks, he had to cut his hair. Regardless of what everyone says, when he made he made the transition from Abyss to Parks, to Joseph Parks' character, he had to cut his hair. And you could tell that his hair wasn't as full as it was when he left. So, honestly, this Impact wasn't really good. Like I said, there was a couple of good matches, but I'll let you guys decide. Let me know what you have to say about tonight's Impact. Leave your comments in the comment box below. And for the effing brand of wrestling and entertainment, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I'm JC Styles, and I'll catch you later.